Welcome, and thanks for visiting the American Atheists website. I'm Ellen Johnson, the president of American Atheists. On Wednesday, April the 23rd, I am going on a journey to rewrite history and to get some justice for a man named Bill Moore and the many freedom walkers who were prevented, along with him, from delivering a letter for racial harmony in 1963. Bill Moore was an atheist, civil rights activist, author, Marine corporal, and graduate from Johns Hopkins University. Bill was a member of CORE, the Congress of Racial Equality, and SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. As many of you may remember, back in 1962, the governor of Mississippi, Ross Barnett, refused to allow a black man named James Meredith to attend the University of Mississippi. It was then that Bill Moore decided to try, in his own small way, to bring racial harmony to our nation. He wanted to see his home state of Mississippi do the right thing towards blacks. He decided that he was going to hand-deliver a letter to the governor asking him to reconsider his position on segregation. He was going to carry the letter all the way from Chattanooga, Tennessee to Jackson, Mississippi. It was a freedom walk. The letter read, "Dear Governor Barnett, I have always had a warm place in my heart for Mississippi, the land of my childhood and my ancestors. I dislike the reputation this state has acquired as being the most backward and most bigoted in the land. Those who truly love Mississippi must work to change this image. Frankly, I do not know which is worse, to be raised to believe that one should be happy to live in poverty and die twice as fast as the white man, and to be told to reject the ideas of those who tell you democracy means the right to vote, whatever the color of one's skin. Or is it worse to be raised as members of a sort of master race which fights a losing battle to preserve injustice with barbaric laws and police state methods? The British were wise in that they dissolved their empire before they were forced to do so. Consequently, the governments of countries such as India and Nigeria are stable and friendly and democratic. The French, on the other hand, held on to their empire as long as they could. Thus the bitter strife in Laos, Vietnam, Algeria. The end of Mississippi colonialism is fast approaching. The only question is whether you will help to end it in friendship like the British, or try to hold on to what is already lost, creating bitterness and hatred as did the French. For our sake, as well as the Negroes, I hope you will decide to try the British way. The white man cannot be truly free himself until all men have their rights. Each is dependent upon the other. Do not go down in infamy as one who fought democracy for all, which you have not the power to prevent. Be gracious. Give more than is immediately demanded of you. Make certain that when the Negro gets his rights and his vote, that he does not, in the process, learn to treat the white man with the contempt and disdain that, unfortunately, some of us now treat him. Sincerely, William L. Moore. Bill Moore used his 2-week vacation from his job as a postal worker in Baltimore, Maryland, and began his walk. He planned to walk 40 miles a day for 10 days. He made a sandwich board sign for the walk in the home of Madeleine O'Hare, who he supported in her Supreme Court case in 1963 called Murray v. Curlett. The front of the sign said, "End segregation in America, eat it Joes, both black and white." The back read, "Equal rights for all, Mississippi or bust." Bill began his walk from Chattanooga, Tennessee on April the 21st, 1963. Along the way, he was greeted by both friend and foe. And 2 days later, on April the 23rd, a motorist found Moore's body. He had been shot twice in the head at close range with a .22 caliber rifle. The gun's ownership was traced to Floyd Simpson, whom Moore had argued with earlier that day. Simpson was never indicted. Bill Moore was murdered because of his atheism and his politics. A week later, 10 more freedom walkers, both black and white, attempted to finish Bill's walk. They never made it either. They were stopped at the border of Alabama, and they were beaten and jailed. They languished in jail for months. Some were sentenced to death. On August the 3rd, the 5th and final attempt was made to complete Bill Moore's walk from Gadsden, Alabama. 682 people were arrested. Well, 45 years later, it is time to deliver that letter. Bill Moore did not die in vain. The Freedom Walkers' attempts to deliver the letter and their subsequent punishments must not have been in vain. The names of the first 10 walkers are Sam Shira, Winston Lockett, Bill Haley, Zev Aloni, Chico Neblett, Bill Hansen, Bob Zellner, Eric Weinberger, and Robert Gore. 5 of them are still alive. I want to honor the bravery and sacrifice of Bill Moore and the Freedom Walkers. And so on April the 23rd, I will be in Atala, Alabama, where Bill Moore was murdered, and I'm going to finish his 300-mile walk and deliver the letter to the governor of Mississippi. Then the history books will show that the Freedom Walkers were not defeated and that the letter was delivered. It may have been delivered 45 years later, but it was delivered. Along the way, I will keep you updated on my journey at our blog. For more information, please go to the link below. Now here is a song about Bill Moore by Phil Oakes.
Walking down an Alabama road, remembering what the Bible told. Walking with a letter in his hand, dreaming of another southern land. Walking down an Alabama road, and he went by the name of William Moore. Now what are you doing, William Moore? Why, the letter in your hand, there's only one southern land, and he went by the name of William Moore. What price the glory of one man? What price the glory of one man? What price the hopes? What price the dreams? And what price the glory of one man? Remembering what his grandfather done, fought for the South in '61. 100 years have passed by since then. Now Moore is fighting for the South again, remembering what his grandfather done. Remembering the time in World War II and the South Pacific island that he knew. Remembering the young men that he killed and the praying that the guns of hate be still. Remembering the time in World War II. What price the glory of one man? What price the glory of one man? What price the hopes? What price the dreams? And what price the glory of one man? And they shot him on the Alabama road, forgot about what the Bible told. They shot him with that letter in his hand, as though he were a dog and not a man. They shot him on the Alabama road. Did you say it was a shame when he died? Did you say he was a fool because he tried? Did you wonder who had fired the gun? Did you know that it was you that fired the gun? Did you say it was a shame when he died? What price the glory of one man? What price the glory of one man? What price the hopes? What price the dreams? And what price the glory of one man? Walking down an Alabama road,